Hey, sweetheart. You called? Oh, uh, you're having trouble sleeping? Well, is there anything I can do to help? Read you a story? Aren't you a little, I don't know, old to be read a bedtime story? No, I don't mean that. No, absolutely, of course. Do you have something in mind? Oh, okay. Oh, you have a bookmarked? Okay. The Frog Prince? Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. You ready? Long ago, there lived a king who had many beautiful daughters. But the youngest was so lovely that the sun himself wondered at her beauty every time that he saw her. Near the king's castle, there was a large, dark forest. In this forest stood an old lime tree beside a spring. One day, the king's youngest daughter came to this tree and sat down in the shade to rest. After a while, she began to toss up her golden ball and catch it as it fell. At last, she failed to catch it. It fell on the ground and rolled into the spring. Splash! It went out of sight. The little princess began to sob and weep. Then a voice called out, "Oh, king's daughter, why are you weeping? Tell me your trouble, and I may help you." She looked towards the spot from which came the voice. There was a frog with his head stretched out of the water. "Was it you, old frog, that spoke?" she asked. "You cannot help me. I am weeping because I have lost my ball, which rolled into the spring." "Then weep no more," said the frog. "I can get it out, but what will you give me if I bring back your plaything?" "Oh, anything you like, dear frog," said the princess. "What will you have? My silk dress, my necklace of pearls, or my golden crown? I like my ball best of all." "Dresses and pearls and golden crowns are nothing to me," said the frog. "I wish to be your friend and playfellow. I wish to sit at your table, to eat from your plate, to drink from your cup, and to sleep in your bed. If you will promise me these things, I will bring back your golden ball." "Oh, yes," she said, thinking only of her pretty toy. "I will promise whatever you wish." Down dived the frog. Soon he came up with the golden ball in his mouth. He rolled it on the grass, and the king's daughter picked it up with a cry of joy. Then she ran home as fast as her feet could go. "Wait, wait!" cried the frog. "Wait for me! I cannot hop as fast as you can run." But the king's daughter did not stop to listen to his croak. She went home and forgot all about him. The next day, the king and queen and their daughters were sitting together at the table. The little princess was eating from her golden plate and drinking from her golden cup. All at once something came splish splash up the marble stairs. Then there was a knock at the door, and a voice cried, "Youngest daughter of the king, open the door and let me in." The little princess went to see who was there. What was her fear and wonder at seeing the frog that had brought back her ball. She shut the door in his face and ran back to the table. "My child, why do you look so frightened?" asked the king. "Did you find a great giant at the door?" "Oh, no, father," she said. "It is no giant, but an ugly old frog." "A frog? And what does he want with you?" asked the king. "Listen, father, and I will tell you all about it," said the little princess in tears. Yesterday I was playing beside the spring, and my golden ball fell into the water. I cried, and this frog came and got it out for me. But he made me promise that he might sit at the table with me, and eat from my plate, and drink from my cup, and sleep in my bed. But, oh, Father, I did not think of what I promised. I never dreamed the frog could get out of the water and come here, but now he is at the door." Just then came a second knock. "King's daughter, King's daughter, keep your word and open to me." "My daughter," said the king, "as you have made a promise, you must keep it. Go and let in the frog." The king's daughter went slowly and sadly to open the door. The frog hopped in and went to her chair. "Take me up beside you," he cried. She waited so long to do this that her father said, "My daughter, what you have promised, that you must do." So she took the frog up, and he jumped upon the table. "Push your golden plate nearer, and we will eat together," he said. The princess did so, but everyone could see how much she disliked it. "Now," said the frog, "give me drink out of your golden cup." This also the little princess had to do. At last the frog said, "I have both eaten and drank all of that I wish. Now I am tired. Carry me upstairs to your room. Make ready your bed, that I may sleep there as you promised." At these words the princess began to weep. She was afraid to touch the frog, and she did not wish him to sleep in her little bed. But her tears only made her father angry. "He helped you when you were in trouble," he said. "Now you must keep your promise to him." Then the princess took the frog in 2 fingers and carried him to her room. She put him down in one corner, but he hopped to the bedside and said, "I am very tired. Put me in your bed, or I will tell your father." This made the princess angry. She struck him, saying, "Do be quiet, you ugly frog." Then tears of shame came into her eyes at her bad temper and her broken promise. And lo, there stood, instead of a frog, a young man, richly dressed. "Do not weep, little princess," he said. "Yours was a promise hard to keep, but by it you have freed me from a witch's spell. Years ago she changed me from a prince into a frog. A frog I should stay," she said, "until I should find a princess who would let me sit beside her at the table and eat from her plate and drink from her cup, and even sleep in her bed. She thought that would never be. But it is done, and I am free. Now I shall be king, and I wish you to be my queen." The next morning, a coach drawn by 8 white horses came to take the young king home to his kingdom. Behind the coach stood the faithful Henry. He had been the servant of the young prince. When his master was changed into a frog, Henry grieved so that he had to bind 3 iron bands around his heart to keep it from breaking. Away went the coach with the young king and his bride. Behind rode the faithful Henry. They had not gone far when the king heard a loud crack, as if something had broken. He cried out, "Henry, is that the coach breaking?" "No, my king," said the faithful Henry. "It is only one of the iron bands around my heart. I put them there to keep it from breaking with grief when you were changed into a frog. The band breaks now because I am full of joy at seeing you free." Once and again came the same sound. Then all 3 of the bands were broken, and Henry, like his master, was free and happy. The end. That's a lot different from what I remember that story to be like. Well, are you ready for bed? Okay. Sweet dreams, sweetheart.